Let's think about how to change fractions to decimals and then to percentages. So to change the fraction to a decimal, all we have to do is divide the top number, the numerator, by the bottom number, the denominator, and that will give you the decimal. To change the decimal to a percentage, you just multiply by 100, so the point moves along 2 places. So let's try that one out. If we start with a very easy example, a half, 1 divided by 2, so 2's into 1 don't go, so it's 0 point something, and then 2's into 10 go 5, so a half is 0.5 as a decimal. To change that to a percentage, we multiply by 100, so the cons move along 2 places, and that becomes 50%. So a half is the same as 0.5 or 50%. To go back in the other direction, if we start with the percentage, to change it to a decimal, you divide by 100, so the cons move 2 places in the opposite direction. And then to change a decimal to a fraction, write the decimal as a fraction over 100 and cancel it down. So let's try that one with 50%. 50% divided by 100 gives us 0.5. So that's the same as 50 over 100. And if we cancel that down, that's a half. So a half is the same as 0.5. Let's try it with some other ones. 2/5. So to change that to a decimal, it's 2 divided by 5. So 5's into 2 don't go, it's 0 point something. 5's into 20 go 4. So 2/5 is 0.4. To change that to a percentage, multiply by 100, so that becomes 40%. Let's try one the other way. We'll start with 80%. So to change 80% to a decimal, we divide by 100. So that's 0.8. To make that a fraction, the 8 is in the tenths column, isn't it? So that's 8 tenths. And 8 tenths cancels down, they both divide by 2. 2's into 8 go 4, and 2's into 10 go 5. So 80% is the same as 4/5. So that's how you convert between fractions, decimals, and percentages. A cake contains 35% fat. It weighs 500 grams. How much does the fat weigh? I'm going to show you 2 different ways of calculating this. Let's do it using decimals first. 35% as a decimal is 0.35. So to calculate this, we need to do 500 times 0.35. Okay, so remember, when we multiply by decimals, just ignore the decimal point and then work out where it goes at the end. So we've got 5 zeros, 5 zeros, 5 5s, 25. Put a 0, 3 zeros, 3 zeros, 3 5s, 15. Add up the 2 answers. Okay, so then we need to work out where the point goes. In the question there are 2 numbers after the point. So there must be 2 numbers after the point in the answer, which gives us an answer of 175. So the cake will contain 175 grams of fat. Something to be avoided if you're slimming. So let's do that a different way. If you don't like decimal multiplication, let's do a different way that might be easier if you're doing it in your head. Work out what 10% is. Okay, so 10% would be 1/10 of 500, so 10% is 50. Alright, so 5% is half of that. Half of 50 is 25. And 30% will be 3 50s, won't it? 3 50s are 150. So if we want 35%, that's 30% plus 5%. So 150 plus 25 is 175 grams. So we've got the same answer, two different methods.